Hello, I'm Barbara O'Neill. Today we're diving into the secrets of better sleep. If you've ever struggled with getting quality rest, you're not alone. Good sleep is essential for overall health, and uncovering the secrets to improving it can transform your daily life. Sleep isn't just about quantity, it's also about quality. So join me as we dive into practical strategies and science-backed tips to help you enhance your sleep.
About sleep, and I find that insomnia is, now that's something that's a pandemic, would you say? Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Some things they call pandemics aren't really pandemics at all, but there are some things that definitely are. And there's always a reason. So why can't people sleep? Because as the old proverb, Proverb 26 verse 2 states, the curse causeless shall not come. So nothing happens without a reason. And so whenever there's a health problem, number one, we look at history. And often history will give an indication of why the person can't sleep. What are the symptoms? They can't sleep. And then different things are tried and we look at the response. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you what happens when you sleep. And there's a tiny little gland in the base of the brain called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night. And in the winter, they're released between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. But we've got summertime at the moment. So it's between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. So what are these hormones and how come they're only released in that time? It's to do with the circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? And our circadian rhythm is basically set by light and dark signal exposure in the eyes, the moon, the tides. It all has to do with this. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control center in the brain where the body clock is situated. And the body clock communicates with the pineal gland. And that's why it is released at these times. What are these hormones? One is serotonin. That's your mood hormone. And if the children have a late night, what are they like in the morning? They're not happy chappies, and neither are the parents. Melatonin is called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. Melatonin is the one that's responsible for the increase in healing, rest, rejuvenation in those hours. Another hormone is arginine vasotocin. And arginine vasotocin is a hormone that puts us into a deep sleep. And arginine vasotocin is our natural painkiller. So if you have pain of any type and you go to bed early, your natural painkiller will kick in. But there's a side effect. Using the natural painkiller, which the body will automatically do if there's pain of any type in the body, using that natural painkiller, there will be a waste from it. So the next night when you go to bed, if that waste hasn't been eliminated, then the pineal gland won't release another dose of arginine vasotocin. But if you exercise in the day, if you do that high intensity interval training in the day, you will always get a perspiration built happening, and that's releasing the waste. And that's why exercise in the day is vital in maintenance of pain of any type in the body, because it helps to release your natural painkiller every night. And that also puts you into a deep sleep.
Arginine vasotocin is crucial for deep restorative sleep. It helps regulate the quality of sleep, making sure that it's both deep and uninterrupted. Good sleep is vital for health, affecting everything from the immune system to mood and cognitive function. If the balance of these hormones is off, perhaps due to irregular sleep patterns or too much artificial light at night, It can make falling asleep and staying asleep more difficult. This can leave you feeling tired, moody, and less focused. To improve sleep quality, try to keep a regular sleep schedule, limit exposure to screens before bed, and make sure your sleep environment is relaxing. Understanding how these hormones work can give you better insight into why you might be having sleep issues and how to address them. Dr. Matthew Walker, they did a lot of experiments, especially on students. They had 20 students. 10 of the students had 6 hours sleep a night. The other students, the other 10, had 8 hours sleep a night. And they all learnt the same things. 3 months later, they tested them, and the ones that had 8 hours sleep a night, I think it was 40% more knowledge they retained compared to the ones having 6 hours sleep a night. A 6 hours sleep a night, you almost feel okay on 6 hours sleep a night. He explains how this is the most dangerous, is 6 hours sleep a night. If you have 4 hours sleep, you don't feel very good. But if you have 6 hours, you actually feel okay. Dr. Matthew Walker showed that 10 nights of 6 hours sleep a night, 50% less cognitive performance and 50% less physical performance. And he said the danger is you don't even realize that you're lacking. He also showed that there are more accidents due to sleep deprivation than alcohol. Dr. Walker's research shows that even short-term sleep deprivation can seriously affect performance and health. His studies found that not getting enough sleep harms attention, memory, and decision-making, which can lead to problems in daily life and work. Long-term lack of sleep is also linked to health issues like heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. Walker points out that quality of sleep is just as important as the amount. Getting 8 hours of sleep is only beneficial if it's uninterrupted and restful. He suggests prioritizing good sleep habits and creating a sleep-friendly environment. By focusing on improving sleep quality, people can boost their cognitive abilities and physical health, leading to a better overall quality of life. At a recent health retreat that we ran in Alabama, I was surprised and almost shocked at how many of our guests, and we had 11 guests, are going, the earliest was 11 p.m. Some midnight, some 1 a.m. I said, what do you do? What are you doing at that time of night? I can promise you, if the lights are dull, you have a book, and there's soft music in the background, you can't stay awake. I can't. What's keeping them awake? It's technology. When I discovered that these devices have blue light, not the same as sunlight, but similar, telling us it's daytime, I used to do all my emails of an evening. I don't now. I do my emails late afternoon. Because when that sun goes down, guess what should happen to the devices? They should close. Huge problem today is insomnia. To address this issue, it's important to understand how blue light affects our sleep patterns. Blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and computers interferes with the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. When exposed to this light before bedtime, our bodies remain in a state of alertness, making it harder to fall asleep. The disruption in melatonin production can lead to difficulties falling asleep, reduced sleep quality, and increased insomnia. To mitigate these effects, consider using blue light filters on devices or, ideally, reducing screen time in the evening. Engaging in relaxing activities, such as reading a physical book or practicing mindfulness, can also help prepare your body for rest. Creating a consistent sleep routine and keeping a calm, dimly lit environment before bed can improve overall sleep quality and help combat insomnia. So I'm going to show you what enhances our sleep and what deprives us of the value of the pineal gland secretions, deprives us of this process. What enhances is exercise.
When you exercise through the day, you sleep better at night. Ecclesiastes, proverb in Ecclesiastes says, the sleep of a labouring man is sweet. In other words, when we are physically moving through the day, we're a lot more likely to sleep at night because our body's exhausted. What also enhances is hydration. We need to be well hydrated when we sleep. You can't hydrate your body just before you go to sleep. You've got to start in the beginning of the day. When you start in the beginning of the day, by the time you go to sleep at night, you've got a well-hydrated body. I don't drink a lot of water before I go to sleep because I don't want my sleep to be interrupted with having to get up to the bathroom. But I would drink probably 3 to 4 glasses before breakfast. It's easy for me. I wake at 5 and eat at 7. And then I would have possibly another 3 glasses between breakfast and lunch. I try and leave a good 5 hours between my meals. And so in the afternoon, I have 2, maybe 3 glasses of water. And that allows me to sleep all night. I know some people that can drink 2 glasses of water before they go to bed and they can sleep all night. So you just have to get to know what works for you. That's why we're the doctor. If it works, do it. If it doesn't work, adjust until it does work. What deprives, of course, is lack of oxygen, which is lack of exercise, and dehydration. But what deprives also is late nights. Well, that's fairly obvious. If a person goes to bed at midnight, their short-term memory unit can be half full, so that the memory can't all fit in. So this is a contributing factor to losing memory. What also enhances is sleeping with an empty stomach. And the way to eat with an empty stomach is to have breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, and if you have anything, or you call it supper at night, maybe it's just a cup of tea, cup of herb tea, maybe it's a bowl of soup. I know my sons, they work out after work, so they'll have a protein smoothie at night. So what really deprives is a large meal late. Large, late meal. When we sleep, our stomach wants to sleep too. And if our stomach has just had a big meal, it cannot sleep, because if it sleeps, then the food in the stomach starts to rot, and that can poison the whole system. So that also deprives. What also deprives is technology in the bedroom. Technology in the bedroom interferes with the sleep. 80% of Americans sleep with their phone under their pillow, and the pillow is no protection against these electromagnetic fields. Is this the contributing factor to the headaches we're seeing, the mental illnesses that we're seeing? What also enhances sleep is fresh air. We should be sleeping with lots of fresh air in our bedrooms. And if you complain because it's cold, well, have a hot water bottle on your feet and have a nice big feather doona. Yes, we should be warm, we're warm-blooded creatures, but we need that fresh air. We need to breathe that fresh air. So another one that deprives is bad air in the bedroom. And bad air in the bedroom can be from a mouldy pillow, it can be from the bedding hasn't been washed for a while, it can be a few things. No fresh air coming in. Maybe even mold under the bed. You've got to investigate. If people can't sleep, you've got to investigate all of these, because there is always a reason why people can't sleep. What enhances sleep is clean, natural bedding. Natural. Clean and natural bedding. So start looking out for the cotton blankets, the woolen blankets, the feather blankets. If you have a feather quilt, it needs to be out in the sun, maybe once a month. You can wash it once a year. We lose a lot of moisture while we sleep, and that moisture can be taken into those feathers. The feathers can even start to develop mold. So it's important. I love feather. We have our feather quilt on our bed, but I air it often, I sun it often, and I wash it about once a year.
In addition to these factors, another key element to enhancing sleep is maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Consistency reinforces your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, contributing to better quality sleep. Creating a relaxing bedtime routine can also significantly impact sleep quality. Activities such as reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing mindfulness can signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Avoiding stimulating activities and screens before bed helps prevent the disruption of melatonin production, which is crucial for sleep. The sleep environment plays a crucial role as well. Ensuring your bedroom is quiet, dark, and cool can create an ideal sleep setting. Using blackout curtains, earplugs, or a white noise machine can help mitigate disturbances that interfere with sleep.
So you can do much to enhance your sleep by implementing these things. Just a few more things, especially on the invention. There's a story of a man who was a pianist, and there was one piece of music he just could not get. He went to bed. When he woke up in the morning, he went straight to his piano and he played it beautifully. God has an appointment with us early in the morning, and we miss that appointment so often because we go to bed too late. We eat too late. We're dehydrated. We haven't exercised. We don't get that adequate sleep. Let me give you the verse. It's Isaiah chapter 50, verse 4, where the Bible says, "The Lord God hath given me the tongue of the learned, that I may know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary. He wakeneth morning by morning. He wakeneth my ear to hear as the learned." I never use an alarm clock. Did you know we're the only creature that uses an alarm clock? But if you implement all of this, and of course one thing I didn't put, which is important, is just your early nights. If you go to bed in a fresh, clean bed, with the windows open, and you've got an empty stomach, you're well hydrated, you've exercised through the day, there's no technology in your bedroom, that still quiet voice can easily waken you in the morning. And I know that when I have meetings to give, I must do this. I must get that early morning appointment where God puts ideas into my brain. There's your inventions. It's in those early hours. Have you noticed that if we have a dream, we don't remember it if we wake up at midnight? But if we wake up at 3 or 4, we usually remember it because that's when the dreaming time happens. As you'll see when we look at the mind, the tragedy is most people go through life never fully accessing the full potential of their mind. There's a great deceiver out there. We talked about the deceiver earlier. And what he wants to do is inhibit the part of our brain where God communicates with man. He wants to prevent human beings going to that early morning appointment. And so with great deceptive power, he lures them into the technology at night. He lures them into eating late at night. Remember, it's a deception. So many people don't realize, especially those with insomnia, that they're contributing to the problem. We can have sleep that revives. We can have sleep that heals as long as we adhere to the formula. So rest not only at night, but in the Bible. I was about 25 when I read the Bible, and I got to Exodus where the 10 Commandments are. And I got to the 4th commandment, and it said, 6 days God made heaven and earth, and the seventh day he rested. So man should do all his work on 6 days and rest the seventh. I was surprised at this because I'm a fifth generation Scottish descent, so I grew up in a Presbyterian church and we went to church every Sunday. But I remember listening to adults talk one day and they were saying, yes, Saturday's the true Sabbath, but we go to church on Sunday. And this intrigued me. I was a very quiet child, and you know what quiet children do? They listen. They listen to adults. They listen to lots around them. That's why I say it is good to have quiet children. They take in more. So I was excited in my early 20s to meet some young people who were Seventh-day Adventists that kept the Sabbath. And then I remembered what I'd heard as a child. And I began to investigate and how I love the Sabbath. It made reforms, or it caused reforms in so many areas of my life. I was a better housekeeper because every Friday I'd make sure the bathrooms were cleaned, I'd make sure all the washing was done, the ironing was done, because a lady's not going to rest if there's a whole lot of work to do. Now, I remember when I first started taking my little children to Sabbath school, that I remember the song. It said, we get ready for the Sabbath on Monday. Monday's a busy day. We get ready for the Sabbath on Tuesday. And I remember thinking, oh, that's how you do it. And so that's what I started to do. I would do all the washing of the children's good clothes on Sunday. I would iron them and have them in the cupboard. You don't want Friday to be crazy. So little by little by little, I prepared for the Sabbath. My husband and I love work. You can't hold us down. I think if it wasn't for the Sabbath, we'd wear out very quickly. But on the Sabbath, my husband does not turn his computer on. He does not go to the office. So remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days God made the heaven and earth, and seventh day he rested. He gave us an example.
The fourth commandment highlights the need for rest, showing it's not just about physical relaxation, but also spiritual renewal. It reminds us that even with busy schedules, taking time to rest is crucial. Regular quality sleep can boost our mental clarity and creativity, making us more effective in our daily lives. Good sleep habits also contribute to better emotional health, helping us manage stress more effectively. Simple practices like unwinding before bed, sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, and creating a calm sleep environment can make a big difference. By incorporating these habits, we align our routines with the principles of rest and renewal, supporting both our physical health and our deeper well-being. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips on improving your sleep helpful. Remember, making small changes to your routines and environment can lead to significant improvements in your rest and overall well-being. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more health and wellness content. Feel free to leave any questions or comments below. I'd love to hear how these tips work for you. Until next time, sleep well and take care.